I mean, have you ever run into people, dudes, who are like really nice, but you're like, I can't. That looks like a golf pencil.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, really? What do you do?
I mean,
pray he fast and that's it?
Yeah, for sure. There was this one guy I dated, and it was like he was trying to compensate. Like I would say it was like this.
That's
hard.
big.
And that's New York.
It's huge. No, this was before. This was Boston.
Oh,
It's like a blue collar guy. Small dick. And he thought he had to like, but he was so muscular where it was like his thighs were so big that it really only worked that much, you know? Because it didn't match up.
It's like a Prius with a Hemi. It's all build, no deliver.
Exactly. So I just had to say goodbye.
Oh no. Did he ever make you CUM?
No.
Not even half the
barely.
time?
I barely come ever.
What?
That's just like a thing that women have
they
to
don't do
live
it,
with.
right?
Oh,
that's not real, right?
No, they don't do it.
That's a hoax?
It's a myth.
What's a myth?
Coming.
Women coming.
Hold on.
Doesn't happen.
It's not a myth.
It's not a myth,
You
but
heard it
it's
here
like,
live.
it's very rare.
It's not rare.
Well, how come some come like 12 times, some's like nothing?
You always roll the dice. Have you run into a dude who can make you CUM a bunch and the other dudes who can't? Or is it just like, or are you broken?
Oh, maybe I'm broken in so many ways, man.
Do you take
I'm so broken.
Do you take things like Lexapro and all that stuff?
No, I don't.
That'll...
I'm scared to take that shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That stuff, anything that like moves the brain consistently freaks me out.
Yeah, I know.
So
there was a phase where I thought I was asexual for a while. But then I just realized I hated my boyfriend at the time.
Well, dude, there was a time. Did you
do ayahuasca to figure that out?
No, I just came to my senses.
That is interesting.
I had a girlfriend that we got to a place where I just like didn't want to. I like looked at her. She was like my best friend, and I didn't want to. And I was like, "Fuck, dude, is my testosterone low? Do I like blah blah blah?" And I was like, "Oh, this must be me." Mm-hmm. And then my next girlfriend, I wanted to fuck her every moment of every day.
Yeah, that same shit with me.
Like it doesn't like I'll fucking her a Build-A-Bear. Like it doesn't whatever. And I was like, "Oh, it's not. It's just like the chemistry was."
Build-A-Bear. It's fucking crazy.
That is
crazy.
Yeah, like,
what do you want the bear to say? What
man.
is the New York fuckboy? Because I feel like
it's a great question.
There's a big difference. Like LA fuckboy is like the influencer. It's the dangly earrings. It's the hair that looks like a Pomeranian's on your forehead.
Yeah.
It's like very like, but like I feel like New York is more like kind of like fashionable fuckboy.
There's two. I would say for sure the finance bros are totally fuckboys, and then the promoter guys. The promoter guys that think they're like something that they're not. They're the worst. They like want to be influencers, but there's really no influencers in New York, which I personally love. But it's like the promoters who think they're like running all of New York City, and it's like no, you're not. Those are fuckboys.
You know what kills me in New York are the extreme hipsters. Those to me are like those to me are like close to the LA fuckboys.
But they have their own fuckboys in their own kind of like, not cult, but like their own group.
Yeah.
It's like there's a Williamsburg fuckboy who's different than what you said, maybe the finance guy.
He like picks you up on a unicycle for a day.
But like,
what the fuck are you doing?
Right, but I see all those guys on TikTok and it's like the small tattoos will wear like a vest with like
those are
khakis.
the East Villains.
East Villains.
Yeah,
East Villains. I love that. I've never heard of that. That's great.
East Village in New York.
I think those are the guys that are like just manipulative and will lead you on. They do a lot of like, ha baby, and they just have like haiku poems on deck.
Oh yeah. And they're skateboarding. They don't have jobs. They're always like drunk off of like some IPA.
They claim they're like fucking like feminists. And
and they're not.
But they clean up in these streets.
Oh, they clean up. Dude, see, they get me too. A guy that paints his nails and like skateboards and has like.
What is it about that?
Oh, I don't know.
It's just like.
They trick you.
He's different, yeah.
They make you think they're like so secure in their masculinity when it's probably flip-flops.
Do you think it's an attraction? Thank you so much,
Make
Dad.
a wish.
Thank you. Make a wish. Do you think it's
Pose.
Do it? Do you think it's you like those type of guys because you know that they're not the relationship won't ever like manifest in anything else? Like they're like safe that way because you're like, oh, this I can't. There's a ceiling to this.
Yeah, it's like not going anywhere.
Correct. There's like a safeness to it.
It's more fun. I don't know if this is fucked up, but like I like a guy that I have all the power over, and I feel like that would be an East Villain type of guy.
Ooh, are you a big?
I feel like they're kind of stupid.
You like cut guys?
Or just like more like Dom, like this is what I do, either in it or you're not.
Yeah, no, I'm like I'm.
Do you know Whitney Cummings at all?
Oh, you're Dom.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You Whitney, you're very much kind of the same. Like I'm. This is what I do. Either you're on or you're off.
Yeah, for sure.
She's great. So you kind of that same kind
but
of.
Same
sexually
exact vibe.
too.
Yeah.
So you like beat a dude's ass?
Not beat a dude's ass, but like.
But you hold him down and choke him.
But the rings stay on when you fucking.
Yeah, brass knuckles. For sure.
You'll
Where
finger
are you from
a guy.
again?
I'm from Boston.
Oh, that makes
that's
sense.
why.
I mean, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, in Boston, you fight men when you're 7.
Yeah, you wake up and
it's your dad.
You're born
Yeah.
fighting. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to fight your
Cereal's
battle.
cold again.
Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to be, baby. I love you.
Yeah. It's fucked.
I just did a show in Boston at Bentley University. Big flex.
Oh, okay.
And it was in a fucking hockey rink. And I go, this is the most.
It was in a hockey rink? Were you on the ice?
Yeah. But so they put the mat over the ice, but like the stage was center of it. And then it was like half filled of like an arena at the college. It was not a great show. But if you're watching,
University,
I loved it.
Were there, well, how was the crowd there?
Weird.
I was going to say, that's
the university had like
kids.
7,000 people that like were enrolled there.
Yeah.
And so I think there was like 800, 900 that came. The show ended up being fun, but like it was just so weird. I was just so distanced from everybody because I was in the center. Then there was like some chairs ahead and then just the bleachers. Like it was so.
Oh, that's a weird setup.
Like comedy best is just tight spaces,
you
low
need
ceilings.
to see faces. You need to see reactions.
But this, I just felt like I was like doing like a fucking timeshare documentary. I was like, hey, you like Palm Springs?
It's an infomercial.
Because usually Boston crowds are like the best.
Great.
Like,
love
so
Boston,
fucking good,
East
dude.
Coast until I die.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like it out here. I thought I did, and now I'm like, I feel everyone's fucking sober. Everyone takes themselves so seriously. I'm like, what the hell? I went out
like
a couple nights.
probing. I don't like the so what can you do for me, but like very transparent about it.
Yeah.
And that's the like when people are like, oh, so like what do you do / what can you do for me type of like, and they're acting as if they're not being like it's so transparent what they're doing, but they're acting as if they're not doing it. And you go, hey, stop. I can see what you're doing.
I feel like New York operates a lot on not on like job titles and what you are. It's very just like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. New York in that way is so much better. I went to the Vanity Fair party the other night. And that was like the first like, I don't know, place I was where there was a bunch of influencers and like actual famous people and shit. And it was so weird because you could tell they were probing and they were also like being nice because they felt like they had to be and like someone was watching and they were just waiting for someone to like notice them. It was the weirdest shit.
Dude,
I couldn't have any conversations.
Watching people in line at Saddle Ranch is so funny. They're just like waiting for you to
it's
notice.
The best. I just started doing bits at the Vanity Fair thing. I just went up to people and I was like, so what do you do? And I would fully know they were like A-list celebrities.
That's funny. The classic LA thing is like somebody be like, what's your name again? And then they go to pull out their phone to like follow you, but your name is already in the recent search.
Yeah, they already searched you.
Yeah. It's like you right. Oh, what's my name? It's right there on your phone.
Yeah, it's this weird power dynamic
to not
thing.
know someone. It's so weird.
But that's the LA thing where you're like, you know exactly what the person is. Like if we didn't ever DM or meet at that second party, allegedly, we never talked, I saw you at an event, you wait for the other person to break. It's like, you don't want to be the first person to be like, what's up? I don't know why that is.
It's so weird. I don't know. I would never be like that.
It's almost like, I have such a fun. Did I tell you that story about here? Murder Beats?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick, I think I already said it, but like Murder Beats, massive DJ, producer for the Migos, right? One of his boys comes up to me and goes, yo, dude, fucking big fan of yourself. We got to introduce you to Murder. He'd love to meet you. And I go, for sure. I walk over to the table with him. I see Murder, look at me and go, and then just hit me with this.
No.
And then I look back and I'm like, all right, dude. But
why
like
you set me up?
Yeah. But like that to me, I just had to laugh about it.
Oh, you have to. It's funny.
Because I'm like, dude, I get it.
It's also podcast content.
Yeah, it's great. It's like, to me, it's funny because also like he's with some attractive chick. He's just in his element. He's like, you want to meet some TikTok kid? He's like, no.
Yeah, nobody knows me. It's so fun. I'm like, I could do anything. It's just fuck with people.
But I feel like a lot of people probably know you.
I don't know.
Do people in New York kind of treat you differently because you do come? I don't want to label you as an influencer because I think that term is kind of just like, well, but like, do people in New York be like, ugh, it's an influencer, like, or like Barstool kind of girl?
Well, a lot of people hate Barstool.
Yeah, the fact that the headquarters is in New York is so interesting. I've been to the office and like, everybody there is like so dope, but like maybe I don't know New York enough because you walk around the city and you go like, these people should be in like Madison, Wisconsin.
Right? It's so weird. Everyone thinks that like Barstool is so bro-y and like frat centric and it's like a bunch of weird, but you go in there, pirate water. But that's what sells me. You go in there, you can't even have conversations with half these people because they're like autistic and they don't even know how to talk. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
They're like all like they're little niches and shit. Like everyone's weird there.
It is. Yeah. I love watching the interviews on TikTok where they go up to each person in the office and nobody like gives like a normal answer.
No, everyone's weird there. So like, I don't know. It's weird. And a lot of people hate Barstool. When I
that's what I'm curious about.
Started Barstool in, I don't know, what was it, 2021 or some shit? Half of my following unfollowed me. And they were like, because all my following is girls. Like it's all girls. I think it's like 92% girls.
Holy
and
shit.
they were on the train like, they were on the train that like Barstool is super misogynistic and all that shit and like racist and shit. And I was like, I don't think that. And I went there. I loved everyone there. It's like the best place. So it was weird. It was like kind of a tough transition. I was like, did I just fuck myself?
No.
But it worked out.
So before Barstool, you were just kind of just making content on your own?
Yeah, I was in college and I was just making...
In Boston?
I went to school in Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh.
Whoa.
Weird.
I mean, Cleveland, Ohio is the Boston of Ohio, so it's the same thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, didn't see that.
Okay, all right.
Didn't see that. What university?
Baldwin Wallace. No one would ever know.
Hey.
My grandfather invented that place.
Yeah, for real? Yeah.
Baldwin Wallace?
Mm-hmm.
Did they have a party scene there? Or you're like, it was me?
It was me. It literally was. Everyone thought that I was like on heroin.
Why
and
did
I
you
was like,
go
no,
to
I'm just
Baldwin
drinking.
Wallace?
Okay, so crazy. When I was 16, I met a boy on a cruise. And it was like my
This
first
is a Hulu
boyfriend.
show.
I know.
Yep.
It was my first boyfriend. I never brought anyone home. I didn't like kiss a boy until probably I was like 16, which was this guy.
Same.
Met him on a cruise. Cool. Met him on a cruise, and then I went back home, and I was like, maybe we should date. We did long distance. I lived in Boston. He lived in Ohio.
Okay.
And then I ended up going to school.
Oh, no.
Followed him.
Like for him?
And then I broke up with him like 1 year after I was there, and I stayed.
Well, you get to college and you're like, why am I in a relationship?
I know. It was fucked. And then I stayed in Ohio, and then I dropped out of school for Barstool when I was junior.
Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but dude,
So-
that's a choice, because not only are you going to Barstool, you're also dropping out of school.
Yeah, well, I was pre-med. So after I like blew up, I was like, I'm not going to get into med school. I was like applying to med schools, and I was like, I fucked myself hard.
Yeah.
So I was like, I kind of have to. It was also COVID, so I was going to take a year off anyways, and then Barstool found me.
In the weirdest way ever, finding that guy on your cruise when you were 16 was the best thing you could have done for
That's
your
what
career.
I always say. I'm
It's
like,
so wild.
I'm so happy that it happened.
Yeah.
And I made cool friends. Ohio is like the weirdest place in the world, but the people compared to Boston, so nice.
Oh,
so
my dad's from Ohio. It's
I made the
unreal.
best friends in the world.
I was like, what do you do for fun? He goes, oh, we go to the Walmart. I go, I love that.
Yeah, I love
I could
it.
talk
Dude,
shit
why?
about that, or I could just be like, that's so wholesome.
That's so
No,
cute.
Walmart is so
Everyone's
dude,
so cute.
I went to school in South Carolina. We would go to Walmart high as fuck, like on a Friday.
Yeah.
So fun.
So fun.
So fun.
Because there's nothing to do. So you have
Right.
to make fun of everything.
Was that 16-year-old boyfriend, was he the jack guy with a small dick?
No, he wasn't.
okay.
That was an in-betweener. Yeah.
Oh.
In-betweener.
In-betweener. Yeah.
Rebound or separate?
Rebound for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And he was back home. So it was fucked.
Small dick and a rebound.
Rebound.
That's a layup.
I know.
I don't know sports, but I think that made sense.
I think
sorta
it
makes
did.
sense.
That
Rebound
sounded
and
cool.
layup?
It sounded cool.
What was the transition period like? Like,
Of dropping out?
we're dropping out and then going to Barstool. Was there like
It seems like
a
it was
crazy learning curve, or was it like
Pretty
pretty
fast
seamless?
tracks, no?
It was pretty fast. So I tried to do full-time Barstool and full-time school for
Oh,
like
Jesus.
5 months. And I was like, I can't do this. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
terrible. Then it was COVID, and I dropped out, and I was like, I'm moving to New York by myself, which was terrifying because it was COVID. No one was in New
Yeah.
York. I moved to New York to the
my
worst.
sister lives there. She would like send us the videos.
It was
you know.
terrifying.
Yeah, yeah.
It'd be
And I thought
wild.
everyone hated me. I still think everyone at Barstool hates me, but I don't know. It was
They do,
fun.
but it's fun.
No, they do, for sure. Like, absolutely. I think Big Cat hates me. I don't know if you guys know Big Cat.
I walked past him when I was there the one day, didn't make eye contact.
Yeah, I just like, you hate me. I don't know why, but it was cool. No, now I'm cool.
Is there a lot of kind of cliques at Barstool?
Oh,
Like,
for sure.
It feels very like fraternity or like collegey vibes where it's like, you know, these podcasts are super dope. Like the guys at KFC are super close, but maybe they're not like close to those people.
Yeah, they hide in their cave. They don't leave it. No one
Really?
talks to them. I love them. I'm close with them.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
there's like every podcast has their clique, and they're like producers.
That's what
It's
it
like a little
feels like.
family. And they
Yeah.
they don't cross each other. And when they do, sometimes I'm like, are you fake saying hi right now?
Right. But when I did a KFC, I walked in, they walked me straight to their corner, and you walk
Yeah.
into this room and it's this whole build out. They're in there, then you leave, and then you're right to it.
Yep. So they built me and my co-host our own studio now. So now we never leave the studio. So we don't see anyone. They kind of isolate you when you do that.
How many
You can
studios
do-
is there?
Yeah.
There's a fuck ton.
There's
right?
there's a bunch of studios, but only 3 podcasts have their own studios.
Oh.
Yeah. So they use studios like
Oh, good.
For each
The
show.
glass one up front. That's like a fuck ton are filmed in there,
that used to be radio, but the Yak uses that,
Oh.
which is hilarious. Go listen to the Yak.
How did this podcast come about? It's like a sort of like a weird conglomerate of people.
Which podcast?
Oh, you're right. BFF, sorry.
BFFs?
Yeah.
Oh, so weird. I'm the luckiest person in the world. I don't know how I ended up on that shit. So I got to Barstool.
Shout out to the cruise guy.
Yes, seriously. But when I got to Barstool, I was kind of just doing my own thing. I was doing my podcast, and Dave was cycling people in and out because it was just Dave and Josh. They had met on an Instagram Live, and then they started the podcast, but they needed a
Yeah, it
third
seems like a big
person.
COVID project that just panned out to work really well.
Yeah, so they needed a third person because it was a little too bro-y, and they cycled me in. I didn't even have a camera, and I was talking. I barely said any words, and
Yeah.
then Dave was like, okay, she works, not speaking too much. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I feel like Dave's like way to like let you know you're good is like so like subtle. It's like yeah, she'll do, and you're like,
Yeah.
you like me? I don't know.
Oh, I was so scared.
Oh,
Dave
yeah,
used to
of course.
terrify me. But now I'm like, oh, he's so sweet.
I've never met him. He seems terrifying, but he also seems like the person once you crossed over into like his like good graces, then you're like, oh fuck, then you'll get another side of him.
I used to be scared of him, and then I saw his TikToks he does with his girlfriend where he's like lip syncing. I'm like, he's just another guy.
He's just another guy.
He's just a guy having fun.
He really is. He's just having so much fun. Him and his girlfriend are so cute.
So cute. I just wonder, like, he's like taking all these like massive calls, this and that for Barstool, and she's like, can you just lip sync this?
Can I have you for 10 seconds?
And I go, like, it is, that's just
I
life.
love it. Yeah.
That's life. You can be as serious as you want, but it's like, as soon as the camera's out, you're like, all right, yeah, what do you need me to say?
Mm-hmm.
So wholesome. So
I love it.
Dave's the best.
God damn.